Hi and welcome to the premiere podcast of the Ultimate Movies broadcast show. This is Lorraine in Canada, one of your hosts, and I'm joined by my co-host from Sweden. Hi Mats, looks like we made it.
For sure, Lorraine. The big day is here and the podcast for the Ultimate Movies broadcast show has finally landed. I hear we got quite a fabulous first show.
We certainly do, Mats. Peggy Dymond Leavey and I will be discussing Mary Pickford and the Trenton Movie Studios of Canada. In the Hollywood Trivia Closet, we'll discover some surprising things about Errol Flynn. You'll be discussing a famous and unusual movie featuring actor Paul Honreid of Casablanca fame in your Film Noir segment. A great first show. Well, handshake across the Atlantic. Here we go.
And now, on to our first segment, Short Bits, featuring up to the moment film news and more.
Finally, some Short Bits news. Comicbook.com reports that comic creator Stan Lee will be making a final Canadian public appearance. Lee, who's in excellent health at 93, told the Toronto Sun newspaper, "I want to make it dramatic and not just another visit. If it's my last one, it means something." Lee's appearance at Fan Expo Canada takes place September 1st to the 4th, 2016 at the Metro Toronto Convention Centre. In other news, Val Kilmer will be making a return to the big screen in a cameo in Snowman, and he was recently in Oslo, Norway with co-stars Michael Fassbender and Kate Winslet for location shooting. Snowman is set to be released in October 2017. Kilmer has also been signed to play Iceman in Top Gun 2, currently in development. Lastly, there are quite a number of new movie releases nationwide coming up in March. Hitting theaters on March the 4th, London Has Fallen, Zootopia, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, and The Other Side of the Door. The Met, Manon Lescaut, will see limited release on March the 5th. See our Show One podcast album on the Facebook page, the Ultimate Movies page, Silence to New Releases, for more info about upcoming films. Thank you, and we'll see you next month on Short Bits. In Memoria. When you think of 6'4" Angus Scrimm, you see him as the tall man, the spooky, gruesome character he first played in Phantasm in 1979 and its sequels. But his first screen appearance was in 1951 as Abraham Lincoln in an 18-minute short produced by the Encyclopedia Britannica Film Company. The short is included as a special feature on the Phantasm 2 Blu-ray release. Scrimm actually was billed under his birth name, Lawrence Rory Guy, as Lawrence or Rory in films and on TV before and after his Phantasm success. Years earlier, as some sources state, it was while studying drama under William B. DeMille, brother of Cecil, at the University of Southern California, that he invented his stage name, based on a relative's name and the technical term for a stage curtain, a scrim. He did have a career apart from the film world, as a serious journalist and editor for mainstream publications like TV Guide, and he worked 9 years for Capitol Records, writing liner notes for singers with the label, including Nat King Cole, Frank Sinatra, Ella Fitzgerald, Dean Martin, Judy Garland, and Liza Minnelli. He won a Grammy Award in 1974 for Best Album Notes, Classical, for Korngold, the classic Eric Wolfgang Korngold, with the composer remembered for his film scores, and The Tall Man Lives On. Scrimm, who had filmed his scenes about a month before passing away, will be seen again as his character in the final installment of the series, Phantasm Ravager, currently in post-production. Rest in peace, tall man Angus Scrimm, born August 19, 1926, departing to join the brightly shining stars above on January 9, 2016. David Bowie, who passed away on January 10th of this year, clearly was a gifted and innovative singer, songwriter, and musician. Add acting into the mix, and you can safely consider that he was a genius at artistic pursuits. First showing up in the glam rock forum on the last vestiges of the free love 1960s that morphed into the really do your own thing with as much free and freak style as possible in the 1970s, Bowie found creative freedom in a platform and in platform boots to create vital music from his soul. He was a singer and composer without apology. If you weren't hip enough to follow him, tough. Leaders don't linger. They climb and climb until they reach the peak of every revelation. If the melody and lyrics become popular, or a cult hit, that's a bonus. Bowie kept evolving, slightly ahead of what was on the playlist radio. He saw and rode musical trends well before style gurus could put names to the new waves. Ziggy played guitar, and he would one day embrace his Lazarus experience. We remember him not as the main character in the World War II Japanese POW camp in Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, but as the soldier who kept his head bravely above the sand. He was the man who fell to earth, and now he is brighter than the black star in the night sky. He looked his scary monsters and super creeps of his illness straight in the eyes, and his sprite soul will always dance with the winged forces of his creativity, forevermore, in the serious moonlight. Rest in peace, Mr. Bowie. Barely 4 days after the passing away of David Bowie, the world again went into reeling shock with the news of the death of highly popular and beloved actor Alan Rickman on January 14th. Bowie and Rickman commandeered their deaths in similar style, with many close friends of both men not knowing that either was sick. Rickman especially seemed to revel in keeping his special secrets. He was the stalwart beau of his longtime girlfriend, whom he first met in 1965, and it was only in 2015 that he revealed he had married Rima Horton in 2012. They had lived together as a couple since 1977. Indisputably, Rickman was one of the most brilliant Shakespearean ilk actors to have come along in our time, and he can be remembered for more than his noble and cryptic Harry Potter character Severus Snape. Didn't he marvelously gnash his teeth as villains in films such as Die Hard, Robin Hood the Prince of Thieves, and Rasputin? I will always consider it a mystery as to why Alan Rickman was never nominated for an Academy Award for any of his performances. Thankfully, he had been nominated by other highly respected film and arts organizations, and he received well-deserved recognition with 33 acting awards during his lifetime. Rest in peace, good sir. It was 4 days before the death of David Bowie that another hard-working star passed away on January 6th. Most people remember wonderful actor Pat Harrington for his role as Superintendent Dwayne Schneider on the sitcom One Day at a Time from 1975 to 1984. There was much more to Harrington, however, and a look back over his 60-plus years career reveals more to the man and his craft. A versatile, talented actor, including voiceover, he appeared in over 160 films and television series in starring and guest roles from 1949 to 2012. His very first TV appearance was in 1949 on the Ford Theatre episode One Sunday Afternoon, which also marked the television debut of Burgess Meredith. Between 2001 and 2010, Harrington was a co-star in the casts of 10 different stage plays. He was honored with a Golden Globe in 1980 for Best Supporting Actor and a 1985 Primetime Emmy for Outstanding Supporting Actor for his work on One Day at a Time. Rest in peace, Mr. Harrington.